Hey guys, I'm feeling real passionate today, and whenever I'm feeling really passionate, I gotta get something off my chest. Somebody has to hear what I have to say. So, I went to the hair salon today. I know my hair looks a little different, but it's a real small type of like intimate feel, kind of like a salon loft type of deal where you just have your own little cubicle type thing. And so I say that to say that we're all real close. We can all hear what each other's saying. In the salon, there was me and one other client. I heard this client say that they're going to be going soon to get a new car. So, of course, my ears perk up because the average person, whenever they're going to go get a new car, they are doing that to go get into debt. And as you see by our channel's name, we don't like debt. So, I do want to give a disclaimer before I talk about this controversial topic of car payments. I know, as well as anyone else, that there are plenty of people out in this world who genuinely may need a car payment. I know that there are situations where you have to drive 30 minutes to get to work, you have kids you have to pick up from school. There's several situations, people fall on hard times. They might be a single parent household, numerous situations, endless possibilities where, yes, people might need a car payment and they might just have to do that and do what's best for them. But your car payment is killing your wealth. It is the first step in the wrong direction when you're trying to be on your journey to financial freedom. That is it. Period, period, period. Now, obviously, I'm making this video, no plans of this individual seeing this video, but for if some type of reason they did, this is our channel. We talk about our opinions on money, and I feel like this is a great topic to talk about today. So, this other client that was there at the same time as me, a lot of times in a salon or a barbershop, whatever you do to get some self care, it's an inviting situation. You might pick up on this conversation if someone is including you in a conversation, what have you, whatever. The other client was talking about how they're going to be getting a new car. It intrigued me a lot because with our stance on debt and car payments and all of that, a lot of times I wonder sometimes, what really starts the cycle with us beginning to get into debt and the cycle of then continuing to get into debt and to get more in debt and to get more into debt. Like, what starts it? I don't really talk to a lot of people out there. You guys go to jobs, you talk to your coworkers and things like that about their lives and what they're doing. I work from home. I don't really talk to my coworkers about things. We just kind of do our job and that's really it. So it intrigued me to hear this because I felt like a lot of times your car payment, it is the first door you open into getting into debt and starting that cycle. So I was listening. As soon as I heard her say, we're going to be going car shopping soon, I was listening, my ears perked up. I was very intrigued to see, okay, what is the reason, what's going on? So I heard her start to talk about how their AC on this vehicle is not working. And so they have gotten a quote on it and they're talking about it's going to be at least $4,000 to fix the AC on this vehicle. I don't know about you, but we are in Ohio. The temperature today was about 25 degrees when I left. So when you're going to be needing air conditioning again, you have at least 5 months until you're going to be needing air conditioning again. So to me, that's 5 months of saving at least. That's what I was thinking in my mind. I'm like, wow, yeah, $4,000, that's a lot of money for AC, but it sounds like they're going to be having to do a lot of work in order to get this AC fixed, like taking parts off, like maybe something like the bumper, or listen, I don't know about cars, but they gotta take something off, something maybe around the dashboard, something like that. I kind of started asking just questions out of curiosity, and that's when I asked, what year was the vehicle, how much are they saying it's gonna be to get it fixed, and like things like that. I never try to force my mindset onto someone else, or really typically we don't try to convince other people. We really in our household just kind of state where we stand on the topic, and then we just kind of go from there. If people are more interested in the situation or in our stance, then they will state that. But with this situation, I didn't even state my stance on the topic. I was really just asking questions, trying to just learn more about the situation. Her and my hairstylist were previously speaking about how this person had like gotten a bonus at work and things like that. $4,000, I could tell if that was something that, really impacted her, as far as that's not something that she's looking to pay. And I asked her, well, have you gotten any quotes from any other places? And maybe they'll say a different price, but she said yes. They'd gotten other quotes from other places and they're getting around the same price basically. Again, totally understand if this was an emergency. The vehicle, from what I'm hearing, it works, it functions, it takes her from A to B. But she had also mentioned, well, yeah, soon we're gonna need new tires for this car. We don't want to put any more money into this vehicle if we're just gonna end up trading it in. So ultimately her plan was to trade in this vehicle, put some bonus money towards the price of a new vehicle. I feel like I'm pretty good at reading people, and kind of the vibe I was getting was just like, maybe she was starting to like put a wall up or get a little defensive. I don't feel my questions that I was asking was like invasive in any way. It was appropriate questions for the topic. But at that point, I stopped asking questions and we just let it go. If that was me in that situation, what I would do starting today, which is mid-January, I am immediately aggressively saving money to save up this $4,000 that I need in order to get my air conditioning fixed. And to be very honest with you, it depends on what part of my life I'm in. Am I in the part of life where I have $100,000 of consumer debt like we used to have, and we just really are like bare bones, don't need to spend any more money, we're like our net worth is negative, etc.? Am I in that phase of life? If so, I'm probably going to be trying to go the whole summer without air conditioning. To be very honest with you, I don't know that I would even spend that money to get it fixed. However, if I'm in this part of life that I am in right now, where we have no consumer debt and we're working aggressively to pay off this mortgage and I work from home, again, I'm probably thinking, I don't know if I'm going to get this fixed right away. I might just save up over the course of a year or so and just chalk it up to something that ultimately, AC is a luxury. I know for people who are my age and maybe younger, it doesn't feel that way, but people who are older than me and close to my age, which is like late 20s, you know that you probably used to have a car that didn't have AC like at all. We just had those wind up windows and we used that to get our airflow. We were driving. Like, AC is not something that's a necessity, but if you're in a phase of life where you are comfortable with that and you want to get your AC fixed, get it fixed. Think about the cost of a vehicle and how much that cost in comparison to $4,000 to get your AC fixed. Also think about the fact that I know that putting money into a car for tires, it seems like it's just extra money, but that is the responsibility of any person who owns a vehicle. You're supposed to get your tires fixed. You gotta pay for your oil changes, you gotta pay for tires, you gotta pay for brakes, you gotta pay for all this stuff, and that's just what the responsibility that comes along with having a vehicle. So that's my stance on it. Comment down below and let me know your stance on it. But ultimately, how I feel about car payments, period. They're very popular. Obviously, we all want nice vehicles. We all want nice things. We love, the newer technology that are coming on vehicles these days. And a lot of the vehicles that we want, we couldn't imagine paying cash for them. But also when we're getting car payments, we are assuming that we can afford and pay for the price of that car payment for the next 5, 6, 7 years, however long that loan term is. We're assuming that we're going to be able to pay that for that long period of time. And it's a lot of money. Ultimately, you're never just paying your car payment. You're also paying interest on top of the price of your vehicle that you have to pay back to the bank for borrowing money in order to pay for that vehicle. I do wish that more people believe that it was possible to pay in cash for a vehicle. It's very possible. There is no better feeling than when my husband and I went into a car dealership and we paid cash for our SUV, like for the first time ever, leaving and knowing that we had no car payments. It was a great feeling. I hope that everyone can one day feel that feeling. It is amazing. But ultimately, your car payment, it is impacting our wealth so bad. It's going in the wrong direction if we were trying to get to financial freedom someday. if someone feels that a car payment can actually get you closer to financial freedom, I want to hear your side. Please comment down below and let me know how having a car payment and spending hundreds or thousands of dollars on a car payment is getting you closer to financial freedom. That money could be you putting that money into a savings account every month, and all of a sudden you have money if an emergency comes up. If you are saving that car payment up throughout the entire year, all of a sudden you have the money for getting your air conditioning fixed, that without even thinking about it, it becomes a slight inconvenience rather than something that completely changes your world and causes you to have to go out and just get a new vehicle, get a new car loan. If you are someone who watches TikTok, I'm sure you've seen these videos that are going around of people who work at car dealerships, and they're going around asking their coworkers who work at that same car dealership how much their monthly car payment is. And with the cost of cars rising every single year, you'd be surprised to know that the average car payment, I know that before, like last year, there was a study that came out saying it was around $600, but the average person that was at that car dealership, their car payment was like $700, $800, $900, $1,000, $1,100. It's truly just math is what I've learned, and it's just the cost of that vehicle and your interest rate, and putting that together, the car payment actually ends up being a ton of money. But the thing is that we are signing up for these car payments and saying, yes, I'll pay that $700 for the next 5, 6, or 7 years, but we don't even have $1,000 in the bank for an emergency when something comes up. Like anything that could happen, a $500 car repair for someone that's actually depending on their car to take them places, to get them to work. And suddenly, instead of having to pull out our credit card to pay for that, we're digging into our savings account in order to pay for the now inconvenience rather than an emergency. So again, I want to say that this video was not at all meant to offend anyone. It's not meant to brag or to seem any type of way. It's more so just if I could change one person's mindset on car payments, the actual type of loan that is, I feel, is most common and really just starts that vicious cycle of being in debt. If I could change one person's mindset into just seeing, wow, we really don't have to go this route every single time. And also it seems that the most common type of person who gets a car loan, it's not because they are down and out and they have no other option. It's because I don't want to pay to fix that repair that I have wrong with my vehicle that is ultimately an emergency because I don't have that type of money. I don't have a plan to get that type of money or to save it up. So I'm now going to just get instead a different vehicle instead of paying for the repair on the vehicle that I already have. And one thing I also want to mention with that woman's vehicle, her car was completely paid off. It was completely paid off. She had no car payment on that vehicle. So it's just like, keep that vehicle. That just solidifies my choice of if I'm in that situation, I'm keeping that vehicle. I am saving up to get my AC fixed sometime in the future, depending on where you live, because I know in some places it gets very, very hot, but we are in Ohio and our summers are not crazy, like they're not awful, unbearable. But ultimately, we're in Ohio, it's January, it's an average of 25 degrees where we don't even need air conditioning right now. If I'm in that situation, I'm keeping what I have, I'm building up a savings account to pay for the repair, and I'm going to have a minimum of $1,000 in my account within a year, like annually, in order to pay for the cost of anything that might come up. Would it have paid for the $4,000 AC? Not necessarily. That is just the minimum, is $1,000 to save up for if we have any type of repair that's needed on our vehicle. That's just the beginning. So I don't want to talk you guys' ears off. It's just something that we're just so passionate about. If you can avoid debt, why not do that? Why not avoid it if you can? So I will step off my soapbox for today. That is what is just heavy on my mind today. Like I said, if I change one person's mindset when it comes to these car payments, that is all I need. If you enjoyed this video, please like the video. please subscribe, and we will see you in the next one.